Hey, I'm back at the graveyard. Oh, hello. I'm back at the graveyard. Um, I've been listening to salsa up here at the graveyard, and salsa at Safeway. It brings me happiness. With the words I can remember, salsa makes me happy, and so I have my phone and this portable battery, and I listen to the salsa here and at the Safeway when I go, and I never can talk about when I'm there, but I try to do that, and just do what I'm doing when I'm there. And it's nice to listen to salsa at the graveyard in the sun with the birds. It's really, really nice. Just to say, for the sake of being relevant, to join the party here for the viewers who might be watching, the 1, the 2, the 3 views, that takes hours and hours to upload. I've been here about 5 minutes, and so I wanted to get this up and out and off. And this is what it's about. This is the first thing is, at the time that the video evidence went up and testimony of the Washington State Patrol SUV driving the opposite direction of the painted arrows in the parking lot and breaking every parking lot Washington State driver's law. Like if you took a driver's test, you would fail. F. Like fail. If you took a driver's test, if she did. In the parking lot. I mean this, okay? My hand to God. I testify, okay? I could not believe that, but I knew that this was not a police woman. This is more this warfare that they've launched without any doubt in this city. And it's not a city, it's a small town, but they have a general hospital, so they classify it as a city and they give it a police precinct. Because counties and stuff, it's stuff you learn in policing, which I took in New York City. There's not every city and town has a precinct, but let's not bore the viewer here. Okay. And then you have certain places in California where they're rather large and they have metro systems and they still have sheriffs in counties. And California's a fucking mess because of that. When the police decided to insurrect in our American history, that was a disaster. But I would love to join the talking table on that. I could have a few things to say. I don't think I would be leading the discussion. I think it would be a man or a woman, who's a superior, leading that discussion at the talking table. But I would like to have my place at the table for that one, because I remember California and now Washington State and how out of control it was with the state police, which is what I saw today, Washington State Patrol, Washington State Police. They do highways, if people are wondering. Highways, I couldn't understand what she's doing. This is so out of her jurisdiction. Sometimes they do raids. They have to be called in for that. I mean, this was bizarre wacko. Washington State Highway Patrol in the Safeway. Oh yeah, no. And if you take a driver's test to get your driver's license, you do that, what she did in the parking lot, you fail. You fail. I'm telling you, my hand. Testify. Under oath. You fail. The driver instructor would say, get out. I don't even want to get on the street with you. You're going to crash right here in the parking lot. Get out. I'm getting out. You flunk. No, I'm serious. You have to make effort to get a driver's license. You have to try to follow the arrows. At least try. The arrows. No, nothing was respected in that parking lot. It was like Chip and Dale. Have you heard of this movie, Chip and Dale? It's a 1970s police series on the television, Chip and Dale. It was loco. And she had her Washington State big white SUV, gun, everything in that car, baseball cap. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not, well, some of the CIA since Obama left literally gets hung for treason. No, it's not funny what happened in America. It's not funny. I make it funny sometimes. I'm glad I can do that, but it is really fucking scary. And when I was in New York City, I wasn't laughing. I was running for my life, and Whitney Houston came on all by itself. I'll never forget that. Because of these type of people. You know, you got to go up the chain of command because of these CIA type of people. These, wow. They really tried to do us in, man. And they knew it with their eyes blinking. Like I look at these pretty trees with the pretty flowers. It's beautiful. I'm blinking, I'm looking, look at the flowers. They knew what they were doing, okay? They knew. Yeah. It was really, really horrifying in 2017 and shit like that. You don't forget. No. That's why I talk about it to this day. Thanks to God above, these individuals who are facing the noose for treason, all these multitude of capital crimes, they know it. They know it by 2026. They are like, I see this tree, those CIA people and so on and so forth. And I see the pretty, really pretty, right? You see that? You know it? Look at that there. They know they're facing the noose. There's nothing else they're going to get, okay? You do that kind of stuff to your government and you're that high ranking, say goodbye. And your country and the people like me drinking a leche latte, I'm sitting there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So I'm just sitting there drinking a latte, iced milk latte. All right, but the first thing to put here is that the YouTube app, it's permanent, so it doesn't matter, right? How many times you delete this app, and that's another whole talking point. But before I saw all the insurrecting cops that weren't cops, they're out of a base in Washington State. I believe it's Navy, but it could be Army sometimes. And how messed up it gets from Washington State to California. And I have seen that because of how they draw up their counties and cities. And it got too crazy with calling one a precinct, one a sheriff's department. And it got really dangerous because then you have highway patrol here, right? Washington State Police. And then you have in California State Police, and who has jurisdiction of what. And no. Madness must stop. That kind of madness has a term, I can't remember it, but it was predicted to happen. And it did. And so when those predictions start happening, they said democracy would fail. It can't function. And so people saw that. I'd like to, of course, democracy in an ideological sense is a good positive thing. So I'd like to work together to try to, with common sense and for the greater good, have your society function. And you need law and you need order. And you have to have order in your population. You can't have lawlessness where you saw today an armed military official not identifying themselves as a military official engaged in violence against their own country and people while wearing a Washington State patrol uniform in a Washington State patrol SUV while engaging in very fluid combat with a foreign weapon system from the country of Russia and Japan. That's been going on since I was in the capital, and it's really bad here, and it was only a matter of time as I learned that. So they have DC and Port Townsend are definitely two places. And when I came here, I realized how big this was, right? Oh yeah, it was going to happen. It's predictable. And it was incredibly humbling. So I hope that what I wrote really maybe got over to some people, that this I am very aware of. It is not, like sometimes I am literally just drinking a latte, folks. Wow. Whoa. That's all I could say today when I saw that fake cop running crazy in the parking lot. I was like, holy freaking cow. So she pulls in, drives like it's Chippendales rodeo, speeding, hit a dog, person, old person, anyone. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. No, I'm very serious. Any driving instructor would just say stop, and they would get out, and they would flunk you, and they'd probably yell at you, and maybe give you another chance, but they'd be really pissed. And they would wonder if you had a mental health issue or something, if this should be reconsidered giving you a DL. That's how serious it was what she was doing in that parking lot. Driving in like I don't know who she thinks she is, but this is what I'm talking about. After I came from the capital and I came to this town and I realized, oh my God, this is massive. This is so evil. Like look up what I wrote last night. It's individuals like her in the enemy military, the cooping and insurrecting military and law enforcement that pull into these very fluid combat zones and think it's all about them. It's all about them. I'm going to drive in here like a loco. I'm going to not even ever, after about almost 10 minutes, ever even think about my conduct in a very fluid combat situation while I have a pistol and a bullet on my hip. And God knows what else is in that car because she's engaged with these weapon systems from foreign countries that's highly illegal. And I'm going to drive out like a loco. Because what she did was made that combat zone all about her. So she must think that all this here, all that water, all that oceans, all that Canadian border, everything I wrote, it's all about her. And if you have a troop, a brigade, if you have a group of soldiers that's all thinking like that, you're doomed to fail. You're doomed to fail. It's all about them. This is where I say the levels of scholars for military. I've learned a lot. You give this to the highest ranking general and you say, this platoon, this group of soldiers thinks each one is about them while they're out there with these oceans. Towns going, these oceans you see, I can't really get them, but they go straight to Russia. Right there, you could get there fast. And Alaska, and then Canadian border. And then you got these people thinking this is all about me right now, and me. And that's just fucking revolting, man. It's just, and what they're doing is just going after anyone. They'll go after me drinking a latte. She'll mow someone down in the parking lot. She's using illegal systems and weapons that I'm forbidden from having very much knowledge about to really, really hurt people. But the whole time it was all about her. And I'm telling you, everyone in her barracks, everyone in her group of soldiers, there's groups of them, you know? It's exactly like her. So I would give this to the high-ranking general, and I would say, this is what I witnessed this group doing. I would say, how do we make them fight with each other? This would be, I would say, sir, can I ask you a question? Or her, I'd say, ma'am, sir, ma'am, can I ask you a question? She'd say, yes. I say, ma'am, general, can we make them fight with each other? Would this be a good way? Because that's a no-brainer. Doesn't take a lot of brain power. I wonder what she'd say. But see, they have such high ranks. They're smarter than that. And she'd probably say, no, you can't ask me a question. Thank you for your report, and tell me to go do my duties or something, you know? They don't have a lot of time for the ones like me. I'm not at their level. I know that. They don't want to do the war room with me. I'm not in the war room. I know that, okay? But I thought about that. I was listening to Hector Lavoe. I thought you could make these people fight with each other. Oh, fast. On the bases. How do you do that, right? But that's not even probably something that the scholars are doing. For one, the scholars are keeping them from using these weapon systems. And what the scholars do with these troopers that are fluid running around in vehicles with pistols, I do not know. Because literally, and this is my truth, I'm drinking an iced latte. I do not know. Since I came to Washington State, I'm out of this. And those words I've been saying are the truth. I'm not, running a secret game here. No, it's the truth. I've been quite frustrated. I cannot get involved. I'm out. It sometimes frustrates me. Okay, I'm at 16 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just say this about YouTube. And this will have to go on YouTube to have the whole thing. But when I filmed this about the cop, at that point, I went onto my YouTube app. And I had not been on the YouTube app since the night before, okay? And the one that I titled, which talks about missing children in Port Townsend, the one that I titled had uploaded, and I don't know when, since I had posted it last night. But last night I documented that it was not coming up. It was hours and hours and hours. So I didn't bother. Okay, I went to bed, woke up. I never looked until I was at Safeway. And remember how I put two of the same video data? The one that I had put up after, right, that I had not titled, it was the second one that I put up and I documented it. That one was still spinning and spinning and literally spinning. And that one was still, it said something like 10 hours upload. And then it started to do the numbers again, 5 hours upload. And then it would go back to 7 hours upload, all in like 30 seconds. So the top same video data was still spinning and spinning and going loco and just never stopping. But the bottom one, which I initially put up last night, had uploaded. And I'm supposed to say that. I'm supposed to talk about YouTube and put a title about the YouTube here so that the viewer knows that eventually I'm getting to the point, which is now, about the YouTube. And I noticed that when I was sitting at Safeway, spinning and spinning and endlessly spinning. So I deleted the one that was still uploading and spinning and endlessly spinning. And then you could see it when I put up the other one, because you can see I put it up. And then I put up the one about the Washington State Patrol. And we can talk about the Washington State Patrol. I'm going to do another one while I'm here at the graveyard. But there's all these people pulling in. They're doing some sort of funeral. I don't believe so because it's a little late. But I am at a graveyard. And so let me kind of catch this, make sure that I'm not, I don't want to be rude, okay? So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. They're not after me. I'm not paranoid. They're at a graveyard, okay? So that's the point. I want to be polite, okay? Okay, goodbye.